Hello and welcome to another episode of WelBodi. WelBodi is that go-to health program produced by West Africa Democracy Radio 94.9 FM, Dakar. And I am your host, Oge Obierika. Coming up on this edition.
I just see when they start smoking this crack stuff. Then I was in 6 months pregnant. I took the crack. When I gave birth, if you give me any money, I'll go to join smoke, carry my baby along. But devil is wicked. The day I have to drop my baby for my boyfriend, like, okay, hold it from so I won't stay long. I have to stay there. Like, got it to 10 o'clock in the night. She's giving me the drug I want. My baby's at home. My breast is filled up, paining me like I don't even really care. I'm based on the drugs.
Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on music. Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on studies. Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on writing. Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on anything.
Today we zoom in on a cankerworm that is deeply eating into societies, nations, and the world at large: drug abuse and addiction.
There's a difference between practical aspect and theoretical aspect of what you do. I've been there before. The police, if they try to raid this guy off the ghetto and beat them off the ghetto, off the street, without taking him to a rehabilitation, giving him vocational skills and helping him to live on purpose, what happened?
Also in this edition, a former drug addict, now founder of an NGO dedicated to eradicating substance abuse, shares his piece on effectively combating the drug menace. To stay with us. Before we delve into our topic of the day, allow me to once again welcome you to the program. Many thanks for joining us via our partner stations in your country, in Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria, the Gambia, and Sierra Leone. I am indeed grateful to have you here. It is always a great time to have these discussions with you where we talk about present health issues, bring you updates on developments across the sub-region, and help you make the right decisions for your health by providing you with the right information to guide you. Today we will be discussing drug abuse, which occurs when you use legal or illegal substances in ways that you shouldn't. You might take more than the regular dose of pills or use someone else's prescription. Usually you're able to change your unhealthy habits. However, addiction kicks in when you cannot stop, not even when it puts your health in danger or when it causes financial, emotional, and other problems for you or your loved ones. Addiction is a disease that affects your brain and behavior. When you're addicted to drugs, you can't resist the urge to use them, no matter how much harm the drugs may cause. Now, drug addiction isn't about just heroin, cocaine, or other illegal drugs. You can get addicted to alcohol, nicotine, sleep, and anti-anxiety medications and other legal substances. You can also get addicted to prescription or illegally obtained narcotic pain medications or opioids. People use and abuse drugs for various reasons. Some misuse drugs to feel good, ease stress, or avoid reality. Initially, they think they can control how much and how often they use, but over time, the drugs change how their brain works. They lose control and can exhibit damaging behaviors. Let's hear 28-year-old Anolua's addiction story, what influenced her to begin taking crack and heroin, and the costly price she has had to pay for her choices. Do bear in mind that names have been changed to protect her identity.
I started this drug when I was in SX2. It's not this drug, it's what they call Refnol. Like, I have a boyfriend then. He gave me 4 sachets of Ref with power us with me. Then I drink it off. Schooling time, and the day was like exam period. Then he asked me to walk with him towards the toilet. I was very high, but I didn't do such. Instead of me doing such, I walked down to the headmaster's room and told him that I don't understand my body, this, that. You have to call my father. Then they find out I was drugged. 1 week later, I just opened an account with my number and I met this guy. He was a white man because I move with G-boys. I call clients for them and they pay me off. That's second term for our SS2. I met this white man on Facebook. It was like I should open my naked picture, this, that. I was like, no, you have to send me Bitcoin, this Yahoo stuff. Before anything, send me $200. Then I redeem everything. From then, I have to bring the man down to Nigeria. It's a man that used injection. The man injects me. I sniffed raw powder, white, on the table. I don't know how much I want to build this white man. He give me everything I want. That I showed him my mom, I showed him my sisters. Before the man going back to his country, he gave me 5 million naira. Whenever I sniff the stuff, I don't know what I'm into. I don't know anything anymore. From then, 1 day later, 2 days later, if I didn't take this, like I'll start scratching my body. I won't get myself anymore. When the drugs started acting on me, the white man does not even care. Then my mom took me to church. They have to shame me. They watch up my bloods, everything. These things a lot, spent almost like 2 million naira. Later on, I met a guy, like a G-boy that disvirgin me. I see that he has a lot interest in me. As I 7 come out, buy am for me. Latest, before any guy or any girl say he won't buy am, don't buy am for me. He's a Ghanaian boy. After 2 weeks later, I didn't even know I was pregnant. It was the guy that was like, we're pregnant. So every blessed day, he gave me 50,000 naira food money. Like, I even rush with guys, go in hotel with them. They also smoke cocaine, but I was not like interested because my mom just bailed me out from one. They give me my money and I walk out. But this day was like interested day. I just see when they start smoking this crack stuff. Then I see what they call bana. Then I was in 6 months pregnant. I took the crack. I didn't feel anything in my body because I'm not used to the drug. Once I get there, I don't take the one that's cooked down. He cook it for me and I'll pay him off. When I gave birth to the boy, I took banku, pushed out on my own. If you give me any money, I'll go to joint smoke, carry my baby along. Any day I come to that joint, I always be with my baby. But devil is wicked. The day I have to drop my baby for my boyfriend, like, okay, hold it from so I won't stay long. I have to stay there, like, gotten to 10 o'clock in the night. She's giving me the drug I want. My baby's at home, my breast is filled up, paining me like I don't even really care. I'm based on the drugs. My baby was 9 months then. I was like, I should just take stuff of 10,000 naira, then go back home to see my baby. Before knowing 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I do exclusive, only breastfeeding. I know she has her own way to get her money. Before I know, 2nd day, 3rd day, I've been there with cold enough. My breast is filled up with a lot of milk. I can't go back home. I can't do anything to go and see my baby. Baby that not even leave out without 2 minutes. I have to be in the joint smoking, try to sex, to get money, cheap money to take the drug. Before I know, 2 months, 3 months, I've been there. Before my baby complete 1 year, I'm still in the same joint. My boyfriend was like looking up at that. My family does not know where am I. Now I've not seen my baby through my eyes. My baby is 1 year plus to 6 months now. I can't even step any further to say I want to go and see each of them. I am ashamed of myself to even go there.
How touching. That is the sad story of Anolua's journey with drug addiction. Thankfully, she's getting the help that she needs. We are hopeful that she fully recovers and pulls through this. Drug abuse has become increasingly troubling as various individuals in different age groups and from nearly all walks of life and socio-economic strata engage in this vice. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, in 2021, 1 in every 17 people aged 15 to 64 in the world had used a drug in the past 12 months. The United Nations Drug Report for 2023 has also revealed an increasing trend in drug use around the world, with cannabis the most widely used, while opioids, especially heroin, remain the most lethal. The report also highlights the significant misuse of some prescription drugs like tramadol, which is a synthetic opioid used medically as a painkiller. Let's look at how critical this situation is in Nigeria, where the Drug Enforcement Agency statistics indicate that more than 14 million people in the country misuse drugs, some of them children or teens. Usman Omar brings us a report.
Drug abuse is on the rise in Nigeria and is fast becoming a public health concern. The new road in the Sabon Gari area of the northern Nigerian city of Kano is a place where adults and many teenagers come to smoke drugs like cannabis or half inhalants. 13-year-old Ibrahim Idris uses cannabis and an inhalant called Solution. He went into a rehabilitation center 6 months ago, but is now back to using.
I am enjoying it here. In fact, all of us you see here love it. Anyone among us can't leave this place. Even if you take us to our parents, we must return because we love it.
But 11-year-old Kumatu just wants to return to his family.
I want someone to take me back to my parents. I am sure even my mom has forgotten about me, or she possibly thought I am dead by now. I am a cannabis smoker.
Abubakar Shaibu Maitumaki runs a private rehabilitation center mainly for underage addicts. A former user himself, he explains why some young Nigerians turn to drugs.
The major reason addicts in Nigeria return to drug abuse are two. The first one is lack of parental guide and training. The second reason is poverty in many homes.
According to Nigeria's National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, over 14 million Nigerians engage in the misuse of drugs, mostly cannabis, which is locally produced and is therefore affordable. The possession of cannabis is illegal and is punishable by a minimum sentence of 12 years in prison. But some experts claim the drug's health and commercial value is beneficial to the country, and they are pushing for its legalization. However, the drug watch body disagrees. Femi Babafemi is the spokesperson for NDLEA.
Cannabis remains a threat to human health because it causes psychosis, leads to some health challenges. There is no need to deny that. People who are promoting cannabis may tell you it does this, it does that. More often than not, they keep quiet about the dangers, the harm cannabis can also do to the body, to human health.
Despite the dangers of cannabis use and its prohibition by law, the drug is still widely used in Nigeria. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says this menace is leading to many criminal activities. It said in the last 38 months, over 50,000 arrests were made and more than 7.6 million kilograms of illicit substances seized across the country, and it has had success in court against those who sell them.
When you also look at the number of prosecution, that is convictions, though the agency had also prosecuted and successfully gotten convicted within the same bracket, over 9,000.
Nigeria is projected to have around 20 million drug users by 2030, according to a 2021 evaluation by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC. But Ibrahim Idris and the people he uses with have other plans. They say they hope to get helped and return to a clean life.
Usman Omar with that report. If you are just joining us, this is WelBodi brought to you on West Africa Democracy Radio 94.9 FM, Dakar, Senegal. You can also listen to WelBodi in Liberia on Alternative Youth Radio 98.9 FM, Lofa County. Voice of Liberia FM 104.1 in Monrovia, Voice of Liberia FM 89.7 in Kakata, Magibi County, and Kwaketa Radio 100.9 FM, Banga. Ghana on Royals FM 104.7, Wenchi, and PAD 95.1 FM, Savannah Region. Nigeria via Alpaka Radio 97.5 FM Bauchi and Darling FM 107.3 FM Owerri, Southeast Nigeria. If you are in the Gambia, you can tune in on Hot 104.3 FM and Numi FM 94.0 FM North Bank region, and in Sierra Leone via African Young Voices 101.6 FM Freetown and Radio Gbaft FM 91.3 Malwan. We have been talking about drug abuse and addiction. If you missed the earlier part of the program, please do listen again on WADR.org or visit our page on AudioMac and SoundCloud. Now, the drug situation in Sierra Leone is even more dire as the country faces a significant crisis marked by widespread substance abuse, particularly of Kush, popularly known as the zombie drug. This is a potent synthetic psychoactive drug that comprises of marijuana, opioids, and human skeletons, and it has addicts digging up skeletons from graves to make the drug. Augustine Coley has more in the following report.
Sierra Leone is facing an existential crisis. This is according to the President, Julius Maada Bio. Now the West African country has declared a national emergency, not over political turmoil, but over rampant drug use. And the culprit is one drug in particular, Kush. This is a psychoactive blend. It consists of addictive substances like opioids, marijuana, and human bones. Yes, one of the drug's main ingredients is human bones, and an important one at that. So much so that addicts are digging up skeletons from graves. The drug has been prevalent in Sierra Leone for years, but in the past 6 years, the youths have fallen prey to it in large numbers. 25-year-old Abubakar once dreamed of winning a Grammy when he took up Kush a year ago. His family kicked him out. Now he lives at the city's rubbish dump along with 1,000 others.
Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on music. Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on studies. Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on writing. Because of drugs, I did not concentrate on anything. All I'm asking, Lord, is for you to give me a second chance. Let me prove to my family I'm not lost totally. I can still be who I want to be. I can still go to college. I can still do music and win the Grammy Award. Help me, oh God, let me don't die empty just like my friend who died empty.
The nation's youth unemployment rate is further compounding the issue. It stands at 60%, one of the highest in the world. President Biho has called the drug a death trap, but that is not its only nickname. Kush is popularly called the zombie drug. This is because it affects the physical and mental state of addicts. They stand like zombies, with shoulders slouched, head tilting to one side, and shuffling about aimlessly. Many are without shoes, as their feet are swollen from infections. The toll on mental health is just as bad. The country has only one fully functioning mental institution. Between 2020 and 2023, admissions linked to Kush surged by 4,000%. Jusu Miata is a superintendent at the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Hospital.
What we see in the hospital can be likened to the tip of an iceberg, where only the severe cases are being brought. But if you go down to the communities, if you go down to the parks, you go down to the streets, you go down to the ghettos, you'll find much more people using these substances, and the impact has been created on them than what we see here.
But that is not the worst of it. The drug is killing people. Sierra Leone has not released official numbers, but Ibrahim Koroma, founder, Mental Watch Advocacy Network, says the fatalities are increasing.
Young people are dying. We need a speedy and refocused strategy to see how young people are taken from this drug intake. But at the moment, it is quite alarming.
To address this, authorities have tightened security around cemeteries to stop people from stealing human bones for ingredients. The government is trying to boost all law enforcement agencies to enable more investigations into how the youths are getting these deadly drugs. Currently, Sierra Leone has only one rehab center in the country, but experts say it's more of a holding center than a rehab as it lacks adequate facilities. Kush is manufactured and distributed by criminal gangs. Until there is a crackdown on them, the supply chain will persist.
Augustine Coley there. Well, the devastating effects of Kush is not limited to Sierra Leone alone. This highly toxic drug is also destroying the lives of youth in urban Liberia. Although Liberia's President Joseph Boakai has declared drug abuse a public health emergency, addiction to heroin and crack cocaine is still on the rise, and a lack of treatment facilities means the majority of addicts are left to fend for themselves. Darlington Pauper brings us a report from Liberia.
Going back. After 2 decades of addiction, Darius Dumba is seeking help to overcome habits he cultivated during Liberia's civil war.
I was at the age of 14 years old when I joined the revolution. So firstly, I started smoking the thing they call marijuana grass. Started smoking the grass. We smoke the grass, and the grass no longer make you feel the way you want to feel. So I get into the drugs.
According to the United Nations figures, an estimated 13% of Liberia's population is abusing drugs. It says 20% of young people are also addicted to illicit substances. Although the Liberian government has its own rehabilitation center, individuals and non-governmental organizations are stepping in to tackle the drug problem. Josephine Koloba is the CEO of the Jojo Hope House of Substance Freedom.
After the detox, which has to do with the medications and all that, after that we get into more counseling and trying to provide some vocational training skills for them.
But her institution can only help a few addicts at a time, and they are most likely kept for a maximum 3 months. She says 40% of rehabilitated addicts fall back into the habit because drugs are cheap and easily available on the streets. The Liberian security officials hope community engagements will help to curb the rise in smuggling and use of hard drugs. In 2023, Liberia passed a drug law making the cultivation, manufacture, importation, export, trafficking and sale of controlled drugs and substances non-bailable offense. But many here say corruption wouldn't allow it to succeed. Dara says he's now recovered, but there are signs he's still struggling. For now, he has funded a temporary job at the rehab center.
Darlington Pauper filed that report. Meanwhile, Mark Miriam, the CEO and founder of Retrieving the Destiny of the Young, an NGO in Liberia that creates awareness on drug addiction, gives his recommendations on addressing drug problems in Liberia. Mark Miriam is also a former drug addict, having overcome 16 years of addiction to drugs.
I was a drug addict. I did drugs for 16 years of my life, and it took God to break the spell of addiction over my life and call me into this ministry to help our brothers live on purpose through Christ. Actually, I would say that's the legal responsibility as a government to make sure they protect their citizens. But one thing they should not forget is that the guys that are addicted to drugs, they too are citizens of the Republic of Liberia, and they need to be protected, and they need help from the government, from the churches, and even social workers, even the parents. But that's not the way forward. I was a former drug addict. I feel the pain that I feel right now. I would tell people when you do drugs, you operate in your photocopy. So I remember my photocopy when I was there. Police used to chase up before. That's not the way forward. There's a difference between practical aspect and theoretical aspect of what you do. I've been there before. The police, if they try to raid this guy off the ghetto and beat them off the ghetto, off the street, and what happened? There's a person who's addicted. Their honor is spelled. They are controlled by this spirit, these demons of drugs. And when those demons hold you, it make you a slave. Now the man is in the ghetto. He lived there for 4, 5, 6 years, some of them 10 years. If you drive the man off the ghetto where he stays, without taking him to a rehabilitation, giving him vocational skills and helping him to live on purpose, the man go back into the society. And why? And let me say this, some of the guys that are addicted, that are in the ghetto, they don't steal. And some of them are notorious criminals. And some of them live on the labor that they do within the community. And some of them sell small petty goods in the ghetto to survive. So the men who do not steal and the men who can steal, the police enter the ghetto. He raid the ghetto. The man been living there with these people because his family have neglected him because of addiction. Society has stigmatized him because of addiction. So it is very harmful for the police to go there and beat them, not taking them to proper rehabilitation. So the man who cannot steal and the man who can steal, what do? He will influence the man who cannot steal. My man, the police are taking over this place. You don't have nothing to do, nothing to survive, to abstain, to sustain himself for his addiction. What happened? He found a man who can steal at night and start to terrorize the community. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody who are living peacefully in the community now, they are not disturbing them. So my own opinion and my own advice and expertise from what I lived through, the government need to help these guys to live on purpose. That is to provide vocational training center and help organizations that have passion, not just to feed themselves, to help these guys off the street. The government, they need to do more to help our brothers live on purpose.
That was Mark Miriam, CEO and founder of Retrieving the Destiny of the Young, an NGO that creates awareness on drug addiction. Drug abuse and addiction is a reality lived by many in our sub-region. These harrowing stories are proof that people who suffer from drug addiction cannot get the help that they need on their own. Thus, there is a need for coordinated efforts across diverse stakeholders, governmental, non-governmental, even individuals, to efficiently fight against this vice. And this is where we draw the curtain on this edition of WelBodi. Many thanks to you for listening, and special regards to my resource persons as well as my colleagues for their contributions. For your feedback on the program, email us at wadr.org. Until next time, stay safe out there. I am Oge Obiarika.